as a passing quarterback for this football team?
Well, the early success wasn't built on sustainability. It was built on creativity with Caleb's legs. I think, Harry, what you saw was, you know, Caleb's foundation as a player
Safety is key when replacing an outlet, so leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
And now, Western Kentucky weather on 102.7 The Game.
Here's your 14 first alert forecast. Overnight, mainly clear and cool again with a low temperature of 57. On Wednesday, winds shift around to the south. It will be sunny but warmer with a high of 87. Clear skies again Wednesday night with a low of 60. On Thursday, sunny and a little bit warmer still with a high near 90 and more humid. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jeff Lyons with your 14 first alert forecast.
From the Floor Concept Studios, ESPN Radio, all sports, all the time. Kentuckiana sports leader, 102.7 WLME, Lewisport, 102.7
on the air.
Yeah, we're starting early today, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it's Clarence. Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to
Live at 5.
It's Live at 5, and it's brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, FWHlegal.com. And now, your host for Live at 5, Stephen A. Turner.
What's up and welcome to Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, dedicated to you, committed to justice. That's FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner here in the Floor Concept Studios on a Victory Tuesday, joined by Coach Vic Evans.
I can tell you're in a good mood, man. You know, like half of the night, it was probably going bad for you, but in that fourth quarter, it became, all of a sudden, you look like a soothsayer.
The Lord tested my patience during that game last night. I stayed with it, though. I'm proud of myself, man. I didn't lose my mind.
I was just waiting for all the texts on the Green River Area Federal Credit Union text line that said, really, you would take JJ over Jordan Love?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. I was replaying that in my mind, and, maybe I got a little, the fandom came out. I told you I'm fan, not media anyway, right? But we'll talk about that in a second. Download the Owensboro Radio app. You can listen anywhere in the world. You're going to need it this Friday night, man. Some great games.
5 big ones.
I mean, across the Crom, you're going to have Apollo and Hancock on BIO. You've got McLean in their massive matchup coming up this week with Hart County.
It's nice that Hart figured out it was an away game. I'm just good job, Hart. I mean, it's only been an away.
That was a real controversy.
It was a real controversy.
Yesterday it was more of a joke. And today it turned out to be a real controversy.
No, it was.
Hats off to Coach Wagner and company for standing on your ground, because you can't lose a Friday at Paulson. I mean, that's just too much. You can't give that up, man.
Like, listen,
you got to make sure that
some of this
comes.
is speculation, but if you look at the schedule at Hart, their first 6 games are on the road. Man. And I think this was a guy that had it in his mind that, they're going to come here. And McLean's like, no, that's not what the contract says.
Right, that's crazy.
So now you're going to play 6 straight games on the road and the last 4 at home.
We had him on Friday Night Lights, right? I'm not Friday Night Lights.
No, we had him on Game Changers.
Didn't we?
Yes,
last year?
Yes, we did.
I mean, so good guy. I mean, I don't have no beef with him. I don't know. Maybe it was just a miscommunication somewhere or whatever. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. I mean, but it felt like an episode of Friday Night Lights.
It did. I mean,
next thing you know, they'll be up here turfing the field with their 4x4, so they'll have to play it at their place. Did that happen on Friday Night Lights? Dillon and East Dillon, right? They got.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Man, or Buddy Garrity will go by.
I remember Buddy coming out there with his group and they had the shotgun to make sure they didn't turf the field. That was the whole thing. Yeah.
It was crazy though that it was legit. Hart puts out the tweet and everything else talking about first home game of the year. And
I think they were testing the waters with that.
McLean's like, not so fast, my friend.
Looking back on it, they were testing the waters with that. They were like, let's put the tweet out. And then let's see if they say anything. And then come Wednesday, we'll be like, y'all are playing here, right? But no, that was a real controversy. But the game is at McLean.
Yes, the game's at McLean. And, McLean's not going to give – I mean, everybody tries to play 5-5.
Yeah.
McLean ain't going to give up a night at Paulson.
No, you can't. That's
not especially when you've already been down to Caverna once.
Yeah, no.
What is it? Like, they're like – but Caverna and Hart are like – the high school are like 6 miles apart.
You just can't give up your Friday nights at Paulson. I mean, those things are near and dear, right? They're in the fall, and you got to keep that in place. But we'll have that on 97X, and then of course on 2 stations you'll have on K News you'll have the Catholic Call with me and the Three Stooges over there, and that'll be for Owensboro Catholic, and then on VJS you'll have Dan and Dave calling it for the Owensboro Red Devils.
Got you covered however you like it.
Be a good one.
Yeah, and I'm just going to sit back and watch. I'm off this week.
And then you get 2 coaches shows, so you'll get the Jason Moore's coaches show tomorrow night. You get the D-Mark show on Thursday. I mean, we're gonna cover this rivalry from top to bottom. heading in. And then we'll have the tailgate show at Rash on Friday, courtesy of Mr. Zach Clark himself out there, who's in the process of selling a house for me right now.
It's always pretty cool when you get former players that we covered that are now sponsoring stuff that you do.
You know what else, though? Zach coaches the middle school, right? He coaches the defense at the middle school. So I went over and watched him on Saturday morning. They played McCracken. And you know Zach is like a perfectionist. Like nobody watches more film than Zach. Maybe Dave.
Dave's about the only one.
And we're sitting there, and me and Dave are actually having a conversation. And Dave's filming the game. And over top of it, I hear yelling. And to be clear, at OMS, the home team is on the road side.
Okay.
And so I hear yelling, and it's pretty clear. I can kind of make out what they're saying.
Field.
He's like, "You hear Zach over there?" And I was like, I can hear him word for word. That's Zach. I thought it was the McCracken County coaches on this side. So yeah, I mean, he's got that coach gene in him. It's already working.
He gets logged in, man. There's nothing about it.
Yeah, good stuff.
I've had a few yells like that before.
We have to get him on Friday, the tailgate show on Friday.
Listen, it ought to be a monster tailgate. You'll have the Calico going on there at McCreary. I think. I was talking to some people from Cali. They're going to have there. You'll have it back here in the back of the of Rash parking lot for the Owensboro tailgate. If you're going to go to that game, I highly advise you to be there early.
Yeah, because it does take some time to get through the gates.
It does. It does, without a doubt. Yeah.
And I would certainly encourage you to get there.
Or just to get
Friday.
A seat.
Yeah, I mean, you might be standing along the fence on. Maybe that's the way you like it. I used to like that and follow the game.
I'm trying to find me a little corner spot to take some video for highlights. That's what I want to try to do.
We may build. I haven't been in the new press box yet, so I don't know what it's like. Is the sight line still weird? I mean,
I don't know. I've never been. I don't do the Red Devils games anymore.
I know. I thought maybe at some point during the last year and a half you.
I have. No, it's actually not bad. I take it back. I stepped inside and said hey to Dan during the Mayfield scrimmage.
Oh, okay.
And it looked like it was pretty good sight lines.
All right.
It don't have the little walls you have the walls, but not quite as bad.
Yeah, I actually kind of liked it, to be clear. I like how you had your own spot, but yeah, and then
I liked it how it literally was like 3 feet wide, and you just move it a little bit and you hit the back wall.
The winter time, it was always one of my favorite ones because it has the heater above the door that blows down on you.
Summertime with it being the cinder block, you felt like you were in the prison yard.
Warm, yeah,
out there sitting in the hot box.
No doubt. I didn't expect the segment to go this way, but here we are, right? And it'll be a good night of football. I was talking before we went on the air with you and Jalen, and we're in week 4. And we still haven't really got it all figured out yet. I feel like by this point in the season, it's usually things have started to crystallize a little bit. There's still a lot of unknowns, man. And I think it's going to make so far this football season's been a blast.
It has.
I think it's going to be even into district play.
I think so too. I think this is a year where there's still a lot of questions out there. I think you're going to find some answers out this week. With not only the Catholic Owensboro game, but you got that really interesting game of Hancock Apollo. Apollo sitting there at 3-0 and
0-3. And Hancock.
I mean Hancock at 3-0, but it's been a little light schedule. You're talking about Breck and you're talking about Ohio County. So not the toughest schedule in the world.
Yeah, you flipped the script a little bit. Apollo's opponents are 9-0. Hancock's, I think, are 1-8.
Yes.
So
yeah. So I think we figure out this week. I think we get a better picture of how good Hancock is. We also see, okay, have we been a little too hard on Apollo because like you said, they're 9-0. You've played, 2 teams, that are last week were 1-2 in our Owensboro Health Top 10. We'll see where they are, in segment 3.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. If Murray was in our listening area, they'd be 3.
Probably so.
I mean, they would be.
Yeah.
So they'd be 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. So there you go. So I mean, so I think.
But that's absolutely, to be clear, because I don't want to ruffle anybody's feathers. I'm not selling Hancock out just because I'm
not either.
I think they have exceeded my expectations. No matter who they've played, I feel like they've exceeded expectations. They've changed their identity a little offensively. I mean, they ground and pound the ball. I mean, this is a great matchup. You have a defense that hasn't stopped anybody on the ground versus an offense that's running for 300 a game.
Yeah.
Something's got to give.
And here's the thing. Just because I picked John Harden over Hancock in a game doesn't mean I hate Hancock any longer. I mean, that's just what we do.
I mean, come on.
That's just what we do. So, I mean, that's just the way I look at it. So, and then I think the McLean Hart game is very interesting.
Oh, yeah. No,
You've got Southridge Heritage Hills.
Oh, yeah.
And I know Southridge is 1-2, but that's a proven program, and they're going to go up and give their best effort.
Well, what we're doing here is we're jumping the shark a little bit because we're going to talk about all this.
We
top
are
10 in a second.
All right.
So we're going to get to the high school football, man. But Texas on the Green River Area Federal Credit Union text line 270-903-0389. Subscribe and like on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you consume your podcast. or on YouTube. You can subscribe there, and the live stream is courtesy of Legendary Pool and Spa. We're on X and Facebook and all that crap every single day, right, I guess now. And that's why I wore the jersey again. Normally, I mean, it's a different shirt, to be clear. It's not the same shirt. I was just going to put the jersey right across the front here.
Well, I thought you were going to bring like the golden jacket and put him in the Hall of Fame already,
No,
But I mean,
okay, let's just back up, because when we do the whole process, right? This is just the fan. This isn't even a media segment. This is Steve the fan. I was actually going to contact PA and just have the whole first segment with him today, but I knew he's been traveling. His voice was kind of shot today on the show, so I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. So, yeah, I mean, when they drafted the kid, I was just so excited.
Well, yeah, that night of draft night, that's all you. Hold on. That whole draft show we did 2 years ago, not last year, the year before.
Yeah.
The only thing you wanted to talk about was after J.J. McCarthy got picked, you didn't even want to do the draft show. You were done.
Cloud 9. It was over.
It was all me and Caleb having to pull the ship.
Yeah, I mean, so scouting him through college, and then that's who I wanted. The thing is, as a Vikings fan, we've never drafted a quarterback outside of Dante Culpepper. And then Teddy Bridgewater on the back end of the first round. I wouldn't necessarily say that was
Bridgewater was a nice quarterback till his leg fell off.
Right, but both guys, I thought injuries kind of derailed them a little bit. But in this sense, it's a top 10. This is the first quarterback the Vikings taking the top 10 since Fran Tarkenton. So
let me ask you this. So
the stage is set.
Right.
And then you read all this stuff about the leadership qualities and just – he's 22 years old, man. This kid is beyond his age. And you can read all that. You can read the training camp reports. You can watch him in the preseason, and none of it means anything until the real bullets start flying. And you're on a divisional opponent, Monday Night Football.
And through 3 quarters, you thought he was Christian Ponder.
Yeah, he looks like Christian Ponder. I mean, he did. But here's what
some of that's on KLC, because I thought the play calling was uber conservative, trying to protect him, and I thought they put him in some bad spots.
Well, early on, it did look like the game was a little too big for him. He was holding the ball a little long. He had to go open guys. And credit Chicago, man. They just flat out got after it. You got to think about it, too. This is the first time that offensive line's been together. That's an entire new interior offensive line.
Plus your best lineman's out.
Plus, our best running back is running back, too, and we didn't figure that out until the second half either, when Jordan Mason started running the football, which magically that opened the entire offense up. So, yeah, I mean, that and the fact that Caleb Williams let us hang around in the game. I mean, he played really well to open the game.
No, he played really well for 2 drives, and if he hits DJ Moore, who's wide open, he misses him.
They win the game.
Hold on, he misses him by like 8 yards. I mean, it was one of the worst throws you'll see in a guy that, not that he was, you'll see throws like that when he's trying to throw it, he's being hit as he throws it, or, he's staring. This was a wide open throw.
Yeah.
And Caleb Williams showed why Caleb Williams, no matter if he's got Ben Johnson or what, it's going to be a massive bust.
He did show a lot of elusiveness. It was just, and there was moment, but late in the game.
So maybe Ben Johnson ought to run the wishbone, because he can't throw the football.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't look like he can run what they're wanting him to run. That's for sure. So they did let us hang around, but that fourth quarter last night,
it was unreal.
Something, man. Like
the throw
I left
to
Rodgers. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was so exhausted from it because the negativity. Look, the media. This is why I'm never going to be media, because they love to bury people for no reason. Like, this kid's making his first start, and you would have thought that his whole career was over going into the fourth quarter. It was like, well, he's never. Good luck, he's a bust. And so I just kind of was exhausted from it and decided to head to the house. And then all of a sudden, I hear Kevin Harlan call us marching down the field, and we score a touchdown, get the ball right back, right? And now I go get in the living room, I turn it back on, and boom, he's hitting Aaron Jones, and what a throw that was in the corner of the end zone.
Yep.
But then you get the big sack from Hargrave. I love what they did defensively. And then, I think the interior of the Vikings defensive line already has half as many pressures as they did the entire season last year with Hargrave and Allen and Tyron Ingram Dawkins.
Here's the thing that they've done is, they went out and got a couple defensive ends last year who had nice years for them, and they're still playing well.
Yeah,
but they
really Grenard are good.
Right, but
Turner's
they really upgraded the interior linemen. And
on both sides.
Yes.
On both sides.
Yeah, and this is a team.
But how about the play call? 3rd down and 1. You're up 3. And you 3rd down and 1, you call it the zone read boot.
Yeah.
With JJ, where he just walks it in, great block from TJ Hawkinson. And then just listen, if you could bottle that up and just give it to me every single week, I mean, I could live off that, man.
Okay.
That touchdown, the reaction to the touchdown, KLC's reaction to the touchdown, And I let out an exhale. I'm like, man, I don't have to make a fool out of myself.
Here's the thing. KOC has put his stamp on being one of the top 5 regular season coaches in the NFL.
Yeah, now it's just take it to the next level.
Right. Now, can he do that? We haven't seen them do that yet, and that will, that remains to be seen. But, that's why I was a little disappointed in the first half, and it wasn't so much JJ. I thought he was kind of protecting JJ a little bit, which then when it got to the fourth quarter, it's like, well, we're down. We might as well turn him loose.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that was the case. I think it was a combination of things. I think the offensive line hadn't settled in. Chicago was controlling the line of scrimmage, and we couldn't run the ball. Like, you're putting JJ in 3rd and 9 or 7+ every single time. That's why we were 0 for our first 9 third downs. Second half comes.
Well, you can still throw the ball to Justin Jefferson on first down.
We tried to drop the ball a couple times. You kind of had some CD Lamb situation going on. I mean, the receivers didn't do JJ much justice either in the first half when he did have time. But no, I thought when the offensive line gelled, you kind of see the game slow down a little bit for JJ. Plus Mason was incredible, and now we're sitting here, and no quarterback in NFL history has ever produced 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter of his first start ever.
No, I mean, and listen, I mean, it's going to be that division is going to be a lot of fun to watch with Detroit and Green Bay.
The problem is that Green Bay is more seasoned. Mm-hmm. And so that comes in. How fast do we season? That's because right now Green Bay certainly has the advantage.
How well can you block Micah Parsons? That's going to be a big key
100%.
too.
No, it's certain that defense flies around. Their secondary is really good. And that offense is pretty darn good, too.
Who does the Vikings have on Sunday night?
Falcons.
Okay. Well, they're going to start 2-0.
Kirk coming in on Sunday night. We'll see.
Well, I mean Kirk's going to be riding the bench watching JJ play.
Yeah, of course, but he'll still be there. It's still a homecoming for Kirk. But, yeah, no, it was a sigh of relief. It was and people probably saw that my Twitter. I didn't get on there because it's just a bastion of negativity, of course, right?
Well, yeah.
And so, through the game, I did jump on for a second. I'm like, man, everybody just be patient, man. We're just getting started here. Like, Rando's out there trying to trade for Cousins at halftime. I was like, dude, chill out.
Wait, his takes on JJ as a quarterback is about the same as Mark Stoops as a coach.
The point I was trying to make, and I know Owensboro folks don't care about my Vikings fandom, but what the point I'm trying to make is how people are just so dead set on instant gratification.
The NFL is listen.
Richard Sherman's tweeting out oh, this dude's an absolute bust, and you got all these people, Booger McFarland. I mean, you go down the list. I mean, of people that were just throwing dirt on him, and I'm like, it's literally halftime of his first ever start.
Hold on, that's the world we live in the NFL at quarterback. Is you look
Josh
at it.
Allen was getting buried in the first 3 quarters. In the last 2 drives, he's the MVP again.
Go back and but it's been like this forever. It hasn't been like this forever. But it's always starting probably the mid '80s. I can remember when Troy Aikman came and was the number 1 pick, and people wanted Steve Walsh because
it happened for a little bit.
Well, Aikman got hurt a little bit too, and then when Walsh won the only game that year when they went 1-15, people were like, let's trade Aikman and keep Walsh as our quarterback. That turned out to be pretty good. For the Cowboys who are keeping Aikman. But, go back and look at guys go look at a guy like Terry Bradshaw who's in the Hall of Fame and go look at his first 3 or 4 years. He was terrible. But now it's literally, if you're not good by game 6, you're a bust. And sometimes, you wonder, and I think a lot of it has to also do, and I've been saying this, as a quarterback, it has to do with the position you go in with your coach and their scheme, because we found out Sam Darnold's not quite as bad as what Sam Darnold was for the Jets when he's playing for Minnesota and KOC.
Yeah.
And he's actually playing pretty decent the first game out in Seattle. So you start worrying about guys that you thought were buzz. Mark Sanchez played for the Jets with no coaching.
Dave put that argument out there about Tim Couch getting drafted by the Browns.
If he goes anywhere, I mean, he was in they had you and I were better offensive line.
Yeah,
the dude got sacked 75 times.
David Carr was the same way. He comes in, he gets sacked,
and then all of a sudden you get hit for so many years like that. You start looking at the rush, and you can't play football that way. And so I think there's
you're getting buried.
I think there's so many of them out there that we all write off too early.
Well, I mean, and to be
except
clear,
for Calzada.
No, that's true. And to be clear, I'm not here saying this kid's the Hall of Famer, but man, when the light came on,
he played.
I was like, man, this dude. And listen, this is what I'm going to end it with. I'm going to leave it at this because I've been just ate up with it all.
You guys haven't had a big time quarterback since Fran Tarkenton. You're due one.
When this kid tells his veterans, you're down 11 in the third quarter, you just threw a pick 6, and he comes in the huddle and says, guys, where else would you rather be right now?
Yeah.
Come on. Let's play some football. Let's have some fun.
Hey.
And the veterans, you talk Aaron Jones and TJ Hawkinson are out there saying, hey, man, he kind of changed the whole vibe in the huddle. And then we just kind of let loose, and then we scored 3 straight touchdowns after that.
You guys deserve it. Like I said, you got like Green Bay that goes goes far, Rodgers love, and the Cowboys who goes, Roger Staubach, Danny White was a good quarterback. He gets a little lost in that because then it was Troy Aikman there. He kind of in between them. There were some other quarterbacks there, but Aikman was like the next great one. And so you guys haven't had a true quarterback that you would think was a big-time star since Fran Tarkenton. It's been a while.
Been a long time.
So maybe you deserve one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dante had a little run of like 4 years, and that's really, Cousins was there.
Randall Cunningham had a one good year.
Cunningham did, and then we sold Brad Johnson off, and then he ended up being the better Super Bowl winning quarterback. Just like you just said with White a minute ago. That's kind of what happened to us. But no, it is exciting to see that light come on late and that leadership from a 22-year-old quarterback, if he could just be good.
And we don't have any leadership for a 27-year-old college quarterback at UK.
Just be good. And we'll leave it right there, man. We're going to do a little Owensboro Health Top 10, a lot of Player of the Weeks to give away the rest of the show. We'll pause it for Karen Gross, realtor with RE/MAX Professional Realty Group. Your dream is her mission. Give her a call at 270-315-9810. Find her at KarenGross.net. Listen to Live at 5, 1027 The Game.
The attorneys at Foreman, Watson, Holtry have handled thousands of personal injury lawsuits. We know how a serious injury can change your life forever. If you've been injured, the attorney you choose to represent you is critical. Put our reputation and resources to work for you. Let us fight your battles and wage your wars. Find out why FWH Legal is an award-winning personal injury law firm. Foreman, Watson, Holtry, committed to justice.
This fall on the road at Bass, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, power meets unbeatable savings.
Don't wait. Right now, get 3.9% financing for 72 months and 15% off MSRP on select new Ram models.
Strength, speed, or family power, we've got your ride this season of adventure.
The Drive in the Fall sales event, only at Bass, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram.
Your deal, your ride, don't miss it. Enjoy the ride.
Committed to. And we're committed to standing up for people and businesses who find themselves needing a voice because of legal issues. Our attorneys have the resolve it takes to stand up when tested without flinching in the face of adversity. We are Foreman, Watson, Holtry, and we're dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
Get ready to walk, run, or soar to honor our superhero cancer survivors. Owensboro Health Foundation is hosting the Superhero 5K Kids Fun Run and Walk on Saturday, September 27th at the Owensboro Health Park. Dress as your favorite superhero and enjoy food, music, and games, all while supporting patients at Mitchell Memorial Cancer Center. Learn more and register online at owensborohealth.org/superheroes.
Hey, it's Johnny Calhoun of Calhoun's Barbershop. Come see us at 452 East 18th Street. We're here early, Monday through Friday, 7 to 5:30, Saturday, 7 to noon. And as always, we don't want to be everybody's barber. We just want to be your barber at Calhoun's Barbershop.
Oh, cold and brisk autumn night, the spirits scream with much delight. Ghost Sleep Protections provides the frights. Get you ready for Halloween night.
Protect what matters most with Home Mutual Insurance. Whether it's your home, your car, business, or life insurance, we've got you covered. Stop by 532 Main Street in Tell City or call 812-547-2363 for a free quote. Home Mutual Insurance, your trusted local provider.
Sports Country is celebrating 10 years. In the last 10 years, we've seen the rise of social media, a pandemic, and in sports, we saw the rise of new rivalries, the creation of the transfer portal. For Sports Country, they saw a location change in Owensboro and the addition of a second location in Bowling Green. Sports Country says thank you for supporting them for 10 years as they celebrate all month long. Sports Country, 317 Park Plaza Drive, behind Shammy's Car Wash, Owensboro's #1 sports fan store. Search for them on Facebook for events and specials.
And now, more Live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans here in the Floor Concept Studios. Do not forget, tomorrow we'll be out and about.
We will be.
Davis County High School is Vass Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram presents J. Moss signing day tomorrow.
Commitment day.
Love it, man.
Yeah, J. Moss commitment day.
Commitment. There's no signing yet, right? That's another time. But
he'll make his college choice between Chattanooga, Ball State, Evansville, and Eastern Kentucky. Looking forward to it, and we'll have it live on the YouTube page. We'll have it live on Facebook Live. We'll have it live right here on X.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to it. That's new ground for us, and we're looking forward to maybe being able to do that more often for some kids looking to make their commitments out there. And it's a big one for J. Moss, who's in the mix for Mr. Basketball. He'll start that campaign coming up here this fall.
Should be in the mix, right up here in the top 3 to 4 of favorites for Mr. Basketball.
No doubt.
No doubt.
Move it over back to the football side and give away some player of the weeks. You got Breckenridge County, and the thing about Breck is they're 0-3, but they've shown well.
They've been competitive in every game.
They've scored points. I mean, every game's with a couple score defeat. They even played Hancock pretty well all the way up into the fourth quarter, and they'll have another tough one this week. They host Edmondson County, but it's a trip up for Edmondson. We'll see how they fare. Our VFW post 58-31 Fighting Tiger of the week will be Mr. Jacob Spitzer, out there doing a little bit of everything for Breck so far.
Yeah, he threw for one, ran for one this past weekend, this past Friday, and you look at his stat numbers. We were doing I was going through and getting passing leaders and catch leaders for the Harris Group, Kellyanne Harris stat leaders that will go out tomorrow, and he's right there in the top 8 or 9 there in the passing game. He's well over averaging over 100 yards a game, and reminds me a lot of like Lance Poole last year, doing a little bit of everything for him.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing how they fare. I know Edmondson will be another tough test, but as they get into the district schedule, see if they can find that victory in there. Grayson County is struggling a little bit without Caden Hanshaw, but we'll see how Hanshaw. I don't know how that injury. How bad
I don't know either. He's in a boot last week. We'll see. I haven't heard.
Yeah, it's kind of a day-to-day thing, and we'll see. I think that will make it. That will probably sway who I would pick on Friday night.
It swayed who I was going to pick on last Friday, and it turned out right.
They host Butler. Kind of a 12th district showdown, right? I mean, we're used to getting those showdowns in basketball. This would be a good football showdown down there. But above all roofing, Grayson County Cougar of the week will be Camden Cornwell. Led the defense last week with 9 big tackles.
Yeah, 9 big tackles, playing really well. This guy I think it was a second teamer on the ESPN Owensboro All-Area team last year. He's having a nice year.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's move it now into our Owensboro Health Top 10. Big shout-out to Owensboro Health for everything they do for us here at Cromwell Media. Let's move it to the 10 spot, and that's usually where you would start a top 10, at the 10 spot, and that's where the Apollo Eagles are at. We've kind of covered them at length already. 0-3, but all 3 opponents sitting at 9-0. You got Murray out there hammering people. Heritage Hills is averaging like 74 points a game. You would almost get confused that the basketball team was playing for Heritage Hills, not the football team. They're probably outscored most high school basketball teams.
Through 3 games, Heritage Hills football has probably outscored their basketball team from last year through 5 games.
Maybe, yeah. That's a pretty good group there as well. But, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know what to expect from Apollo this week. It'll be a test, obviously, with the run defense giving up about 260 yards a game. Max was in a boot the other night. I mean, I know he tried to give it a go. I don't know how close he is, but we'll see. I think for Apollo, of course, you want to get Max healthy. I want it for Max just to get back out there and be able to play and sling it around. But if he can't go, I mean, I think our L&I Insurance Solution Eagle of the Week can sure sling it around. He showed us that as JT Edge.
Listen, JT Edge could start for over 75% of the teams in the ESPN Owensboro area. He is by far and away the best backup quarterback. Like, most teams lose their starting quarterback, and you're thinking, what do we do now? Like, we got to change everything. No, you just put JT in, and he goes out there and throws for 265 and 3, and was throwing on the run on dimes.
He was, yeah. And those receivers had a nice night. And even though in defeat, I feel like it was a night where Apollo kind of got on track. They faced adversity. They kind of overcame some adversity a couple times, down 14 twice in the game. Still had an opportunity to go down and tie late. So it was a good showing from the Apollo Eagles, and they'll face Hancock this week. At the 9 spot is the Henderson County Colonels. 1-1. They got a grinded out win over Henry Clay last week. Be a tough one this week, though, as they travel to Gibson Southern, 2-1. Gibson Southern absolutely destroyed Mount Vernon this past week.
Good luck, Henderson. That's all I can tell you.
That'd be a tough one. Yeah.
Good luck.
And they're keeping it on the ground early on. I think trying to get things going with Belt and some of those guys. But It'll be a tall task against Gibson Southern. Our Green River Area Federal Credit Union Colonel of the Week comes by way of the running back spot, Kingston Scheidler, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns, and good, kind of an emerging guy there for Henderson. We didn't know that name.
No, we did not know that name. And, when we've had quarterback injuries with Belt and everybody's playing, so we go back to the run game and you lean on, Jack Ryan Roosh on one side, and you lead on Seidler on the other.
No doubt. Moving to the 8th spot now, and that's where McLean County is sitting, 2-1, and McLean has responded. You talk about responding to adversity. That week 1, again, it's no disrespect to Muhlenberg, but it's a misstep from what we've seen from McLean in the last handful of seasons. But they have answered the bell since then. I mean, I know Grayson without Hanshaw, but that's a 5A team taking on a 2A team. And McLean County whipped them up front.
Yeah, completely dominated up front.
And they ran for 268 yards. I mean, Stratton is having a great start to the season. He 12 tackles last week. He's got 4 sacks. The team had 4 sacks as a whole. So just the whole defense kind of flying around. And they didn't play bad. We kind of threw them out after week 1. They gave up 18 to Muhlenberg, which I feel like is winning performance, really, looking back on it.
Yeah, I think it was more about
that struggled.
Yeah, I think it was more about them having 56 total yards. Now, the one thing we're going to find out is you're going to learn even more about McLean this week with Hart County coming to town, via whatever happened there. But Hart County's averaging like 301 yards rushing on the year. And this is a school that has lost 1 regular season game in the last 2 years plus 3 games.
Yeah, I mean, they hammered Caverna.
They did.
I mean, McLean kind of took it to them a little bit too, and they beat Trigg by 1. And so we know what Trigg did to Ohio County early. That doesn't really tell us anything. It's like apples and oranges.
No, it is.
Doesn't really know. I mean, the jury's still out on which way I'm going to go on the pick, but it's not out on who our Sacramento Deposit Bank Cougar of the Week is. And Mr. Aiden Bolden had a little bit of a coming out party on Friday.
Yeah, I think he had like 45.6 points in our fantasy league. Got right with 4 touchdown rushes and 180 yards or whatever it was.
It's key to keep in mind that Aiden is kind of jumping into the quarterback spot on the fly.
Yes.
Right? He's doing whatever is best for the football team. It may hamper his numbers a little bit, but that's what leaders do.
Yep.
And I feel like he's kind of taking it on his back there. And it paid off this week with 4 big touchdowns. Let's move it to the 7th spot. This is the first place in the poll. I'm going to be honest with you, this is the only place in the poll that was voted on this week that I have an issue with. And Butler County sitting at 7th.
I did not have Butler here.
How did Butler fall? Okay.
I don't know.
Weren't they 6th last week?
Yes.
And you go out and you beat Todd 52-0?
Yes.
And you drop a spot?
Don't blame me. We got like 12 voters, and there were some voters that put other people higher.
What we need to do is you're going to have to pass written tests to vote in our poll, because I don't understand that. I mean, Butler's looking at this saying, what could we do? How do we drop a spot? But the defense is improving every week. You look at it statistically, they are improving every single week. It's a young group out there. But this young offense, man, is flying high right now. Dockery's at about 119 a game. He's 7 touchdowns passing on the season. I mean, off to a great start. Richardson and Robbins are at 285 rush yards per game between them. And then Carson Davis at the receiver spot. I mean, 13 catches, 248 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I do want to thank Jalen for not playing Dockery this week, because it allowed me to win and go to 3-0 or 2-1 in my fantasy league.
My team kind of struggled a little bit.
You won.
Did I win?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you won.
Put enough points together.
You scored like 118 points. What were you wanting?
Really? Well, Miles did go for 200. And Winchell had a nice game, too.
Winchell had a nice, everybody on your team scored a touchdown. I don't know what you want.
No. I thought they did. I didn't look at the scores, honestly, but we'll check on that tomorrow on our fantasy segment. Defense is led by Kevin Robbins with 5 tackles for loss. How about the defense, though? 24 tackles for a loss. When you can do that and run the football,
win a lot of games.
Are going to happen.
And you can throw it a little bit with Dockery to Davis.
Looking to get to 4-0 at Grayson this week.
They're going 4-0. I'm making my pick right now. They're going 4-0.
If Caden comes back, though, it'll be a little bit of a tall task.
They're going 4-0, regardless.
Now, to 6.
Okay.
Where I would have had. I voted Butler at 5 in full transparency.
I had these two flipped.
I voted Butler at 5, but Owensboro is sitting at 6. They beat Davis County. I get it. They get off the schneid. They get a 40-0 win, but you kind of earn your way back in slowly, don't you?
Yeah.
You can't jump ahead of an undefeated team. This is a pound for pound. People out there are listening saying, "You idiot! Owensboro would beat Butler County by 5 or 6 touchdowns.
True.
Yes, that's true. It's a
100%.
different level of football. This is a pound for pound poll though, and right now,
because if we didn't do it, then nobody would ever move.
Right? Yeah. So. And that's no disrespect to Owensboro. They did what they were supposed to do on Friday night. Limited Davis County to 82 yards. Ty Ashley and Eli Hampton leading the way.
Ty Ashley's playing really well defensively.
No doubt.
I mean, he's, when you got up the even games against St. X and against Cal, he played really well.
And Eli will do anything you need him to do.
Yeah.
Hey, you need to punter? I'll do it.
Guard?
You want me to hold on the extra points? I'll do it. Whatever you need me to do, I'll go out there and play right tackle. Whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. That's the kind of player Eli Hampton is. And then T. Green stepping in. Evan went out. T. Green comes in, has a big-time game. T. Green's one of the more underrated players that we cover. We don't talk about him a whole lot. And I thought he had a great year last year and wanted to highlight him. But our Roads and Roads Red Devil of the Week coming out party for Kingston Dillard, right? And just sophomore coming off a marvelous freshman campaign. 3 catches, 110 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think there was also a touchdown that was called back. Should have had 4 and 3.
About to say it's almost a Randy Moss Thanksgiving Day stat line. 3 catches, 3 touchdowns stat line.
Hey, I'm not sure there's a better. No, I know maybe Ruxer would be the only one that could put in above Kingston of being a big play receiver.
Yeah.
And Ruxer's they're different. Kingston does it with speed and how he can cut. Ruxer does it because he's faster than you think he is, and he's got that big body. Those are the two best.
Catholic secondary and that pass rush against Dillard and Chaden Morris, and then
he's really interesting.
Ooh, I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready. Let's pause it right there. Let's get into the top 5 when we come back live at 5.
Step into luxury at Daniel's Cigar Lounge on Highway 54. Discover the largest humidor in the tri-state area within our newly remodeled and expanded lounge. Now open Monday through Thursday 11 to 8, Friday and Saturday 11 to 10, and Sunday 1 to 6. It's the perfect place to slow down and relax. Daniel's Cigar Lounge on Highway 54. Smoke, sip, socialize.
Looking for your dream home? Look no further. Ethan Myers at Fairway Realty is your key to a personalized home buying experience. Ethan ensures a smooth and stress-free journey to home ownership. Don't wait. Call Ethan Myers at Fairway Realty today and unlock the door to your future.
Backed by popular demand, Legendary Pools and Spas by John Maurice is here. If John has built your pool or spa in the past and it needs service, repairs, or just a little attention, he's ready to take care of you. He'd love to hear from his former customers, and if you're new, now is the perfect time to see why his work is legendary. Call Legendary Pools and Spas by John Maurice at 270-316-1007. Reconnecting with customers, one pool at a time.
Hi, it's Duke Brubaker with Champion Ford in Owensboro. The Ford Summer Sales Event is going on now, and 0% APR is back with available 0% on new 2025 Ford Mustang, Escape, Explorer, and F-150. Plus, Ford is offering $0 down, 0 payments for 90 days, and 2-year, 25,000-mile premium maintenance included. Ford also announced super low lease specials on most new 2025 Ford vehicles, including Bronco and Bronco Sport. Stop by Champion today or shop in your jammies online at championowensboro.com.
Southwire in Hallsville has been family-owned since 1950 and strives to be generationally sustainable for years to come. They are one of the leading manufacturers of wire and cable used in the transmission and distribution of electricity. Southwire delivers power to millions of people around the world. Their mission to be a preferred provider of solutions to the electrical industry by providing innovative products and services with exceptional quality and delivering on our promises. They also are proud supporters of all Hancock County athletics. Go Hornets!
Looking for a financial partner you can trust? Look no further than Green River Area Federal Credit Union. Whether you're saving for the future, buying a new home, or need a loan, we've got you covered with competitive rates and personalized service. Join the community that cares about your financial well-being. Visit Green River Area Federal Credit Union at one of our 3 locations in Henderson, Greenville, or Owensboro and experience the difference today. Your money, your future, your credit union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, this is Travis Holtry from Foreman Watson Holtry. We will not allow anyone to deter us from what we are committed to. And we're committed to standing up for people and businesses who find themselves needing a voice because of legal issues. Our attorneys have the resolve it takes to stand up when tested without flinching in the face of adversity. We are Foreman Watson Holtry, and we're dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
Local sports at its finest, live at
This
5
fall
with
on the
Stephen
road
A. Turner
at
and
Bass,
Vic Evans
Chrysler
on
Dodge Jeep Ram
102.7
Power
The
meets
Game.
unbeatable.
Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans back here in the Floor Concept Studios. Time to jump into the top 5 now. And how about the Muhlenberg County Mustangs here hanging around in the top 5, sitting at 3-0. It took a 26 seconds left on the clock. Dalen Hawker touchdown to secure the win down in Edmonson County to keep Muhlenberg at 3-0. But congratulations to Hawker on the game-winning score. He had 74 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns on the game. Logan Harris ran for 1. He caught 1. I love the balance, man. Wilkins, 88 yards passing in a touchdown. He ran for 142. Defense forced a couple turnovers, and now you get Ohio County looking to get the 4-0 for the first time since they were 5-0 back in 2016.
No,
Hunter Football Cone.
No, it's not looking to. They will be 4-0. I am guaranteeing this win for Muhlenberg County.
Wow.
I'm going to guarantee a Muhlenberg County win to go 4-0.
If I had told you in the offseason at some point you were going to guarantee a Mustang win, you wouldn't have believed me, would you?
No. But
Hats off to Coach Staples.
He does, and
I'm
I'm a big believer in Clay Wilkin. And Baskerville's had a really good job at the receiver spot, and they, it's kind of, Wilkins their leading rusher, but then it's kind of like a backfield by committee. It's always somebody new. This time it was, come up with a big touchdown out there at the end. It was a great win. Great win.
Yeah, the only critique would be because Dom needs. Because I was looking at this and I'm thinking, man, how's Dalen Hawker not our Mustang?
I know. I really wanted to, but
what I'm telling you, Dalen, is we're going to need you to do it again this week because we'll give you the award next week because you've already earned it. But the stats thing, it's one of those things we had to get it turned in. And we did have a big one on the soccer side we'll highlight.
Yeah, there's a lot of graphics. I mean, he has to make a lot of graphics. So we try to get these to him by first thing Monday morning.
Well, they start rolling out on Monday.
Yeah, they do. So there you go.
So it's no disrespect. I mean,
their soccer team's playing well too, though.
It is. It certainly is. But hats off to Mr. Hawker, man. Talking about him on Live at 5 pales in comparison to scoring a game-winning touchdown.
There you go.
With 26 seconds.
I don't know. It's pretty close.
Soak that
it's pretty close.
I don't think so. Let's move it to number 4, and that's where the Tell City Marksmen are at. Also, I love it, man. We got all 5 teams in the top 5 3-0. There's no moral victories inside the top 5.
No, you better win.
Love it, man. Tell City's outscored their opponents 109-21.
This team is, I think, a little underrated. Like they had 3 guys this past week against Pike Central or go for 300 or 100 yards apiece.
Well, I think we're gonna learn a little bit. I said at the beginning of the show we're gonna learn some stuff this week. They got at North Posey.
It's a tough one.
It is a tough one. They're 2-1. The Vikings are 2-1. Wins over Southridge, though. And then Tecumseh. They beat Tecumseh 34-0. Doesn't really tell me a lot, because I don't know a ton about Southridge.
I think Southridge is a little
slightly down.
From where they normally are, they are down.
I mean, yeah, Southridge is normally a state contender for sure. But it'll be interesting. That's a tough test. On the road at North Posey, who's kind of had your number. See what happens.
They're winning.
I'll roll with the Marksmen always.
Hey,
right?
Case-Boat's had a tremendous year so far.
I don't know if I'm going to roll with them this week.
I know. Brandon Case-Boat's had a good, tremendous. But
100%.
Get to the Tell City.
Our Tell City Booster Club Marksman of the Week will be Bishop Wilson, over 100 yards rushing in the game.
Well, Case-Boat's going to go for 100 every game. Well, a Bayer has gone for 100 the last 2 games. And now you just add, Wilson.
Yeah.
I mean, it's and
then you can also sling it a little bit.
You can. And then you've got the Tell City Moving Company right there in front. I mean, it's been tremendous.
Yeah, hats off to Coach Webb. I fully expected this to be a little bit of a rebuild year, maybe a 4-win, 5-win type of year. They already had 3.
The Schrader said, bite your tongue, Steve.
Yeah, not so fast. Man, don't even remind me about that. Catholic in Fort Knox changed the schedule, and now I'm going to miss taco night over there.
You're going to miss soup night, taco night, who knows what it is. Whatever it is.
It's a good night at the Schrader house, and I'm not going to be able to be there. I'm going to be on the road to Fort Knox. So think about me while you're consuming all that great tailgate food.
On the road to Fort Knox in the 72-0 game.
That's like a month away, and I'm still depressed about it.
It'll be a 72-0 game, too.
I love it over there. Let's move it to number 3, and that's where Hancock County is sitting 3-0. And you look at it, man, and big game coming up this week against Apollo, as we've discussed a million times already on this show. But 40 points through their first 3 games. So it's an offense that's scoring a lot of points. They're rushing for 300 yards a game. Eubanks is still keeping it balanced, though, with the pass, 127 passing yards per game. But you look at this stretch, Vic. This is the stretch that may define your season as you head into district play.
The next 2 especially.
Apollo, Tell City, Union County, all before you play Owensboro Catholic. This is a gauntlet of a stretch, and that's before you. That's not even counting McLean County, who more than likely you're going to be playing for a home playoff game. So this is the meat and potatoes of the schedule right now.
If you're not playing Hancock County, if Hancock's not playing McLean for a home playoff game, then something's gone really wrong.
For sure.
Like, injuries would have ravaged these two teams. But no, you're right. You've got Apollo here. We're going to find out a lot. Then the very next week, you've got the Battle of the Bridge, where you got to go over to this year to Legion Field. And those two, the last 3 years, those have been tremendous games.
Yeah, they have all been just great games as of late between those. That's a great schedule there with Tell City and Hancock, adding that in the last handful of years. But our Hornet of the Week brought to you by Southwire. Eli Embry, 3.5 sacks against Ohio County. How about 5 sacks on the season?
Having a nice year.
That'd be a guy that JT, if he's out there, or Max, whoever, will have to make sure they keep an eye on because he's getting after it a little bit.
Well, if you go by the stats, Ohio County tried to throw the ball, and Hancock had 11.5 sacks last week. Is all I know.
Dominated.
So look
the line
out. Yeah, look out.
And they'll have opportunities against Apollo that, Catholic was able to get good pressure on JT. He's just slippery, right? You got to find him out there. Max is the same way, equally as athletic, whoever is under center or in the shotgun. No, nobody goes under center anymore.
Nobody.
Whoever's in the shotgun for Apollo. Let's move it to number 2, and that's where Owensboro Catholic is sitting 3-0. And this is a team – Catholic should take – I think they should take the all this negativity when they win as like we're a measuring stick program. I mean, like if you can even compete with us, all of a sudden now we've had a bad game, right? I don't think that was the case. I think it was just Apollo was the Apollo we expected showed up for week 3. It was a rivalry game. You had family members playing on each side against each other, former coaches playing against each other. I mean, there was a lot of factors in there, and it just turned out to be a really good football game. I don't take anything away fromOwensboro Catholic because it was a close game.
What's unreal is the two Edge families, what games they had. Wow. Like I'm not sure who had the better game. I guess Miles because they won.
But I thought it was one of the better games John's coached since he's been at Apollo.
Yeah, and it's a city county game. You throw the records out. I thought I don't think Catholic played like it. Catholic played their B+ game. It wasn't like a terrible game. They made some mistakes here and there, turned it over a couple times, but this is what happens. This is what happens when you've won 37 of your last 40 games.
People are trying to critique something.
Lou Holtz once said, he got to Notre Dame when he got the Notre Dame job. In the first year, he went Notre Dame was, how bad they were. They went 5-6 his first year, and they lost 6 games. Actually, they lost 5 of their 6 games were to ranked opponents by 1 score. And then he said, it's always a great story. He says, I go to an alumni thing. They say, hey, we beat ranked teams. We don't just get close. So the next year number 2, he goes 8-4 that year. They go to the Cotton Bowl and they win. And he's like, okay, nobody can complain about anything. Then he said, you won the Cotton Bowl, but we need to win more games. Like you didn't win by enough games. Year 3, Notre Dame goes 12-0, wins the national title. And he says, they beat 3 times. They won 3 games. That was 1 versus 2. Goes to the alumni thing and says, Coach, I know we went undefeated and won the national title. We didn't win big enough in those 12 games. A couple of those were too close.
That's exactly
and that's where Catholic is right now. Like, no matter what Jason Morse does, people aren't going to be satisfied. Like I was talking about yesterday, the KSR, they won. They go 3-0, and they drop 9 spots in the polls. It's crazy.
Who cares?
It doesn't matter.
Just win the games. Show me the RPI. That's what matters, right? The KSR poll don't matter. This poll don't matter. You put it on the bulletin board if you want to, whatever you want to do with it. We just have fun and highlight the kids and the programs. At the end of the day, when you get out there between the lines, it's on you. And so now you got another test coming in to try to extend that winning streak against the Owensboro Red Devils. This defense has 20 tackles for a loss. How about Reese Sims? 4 tackles for a loss stepping into that defensive line. I look at that. Reese Sims, Conkrite, Barrett Evans against a struggling front for Owensboro. To me, that's a big story.
That's the game.
And that's kind of the game. I mean, can they get to DeMarc Jr. and force the pressure and maybe a little inaccuracy? They got the JT last week, and it didn't force much inaccuracy.
No.
That was the thing. So can they get to him and force him to be inaccurate? I will say on that last play, on the 4th down play where JT kind of skipped it in, he was under heavy duress.
Yes.
Again, that was the one play of the game where maybe it did affect him. But you keep putting the quarterback under that much pressure, it's going to be real tough. And for me, the game within the game, for Catholic to continue to grow and to get to where they want to be, I think if you want to be able to be in the Beechwood conversation, passing game's got to get going.
It's the growth. For me, it's all about the growth of the wide receivers. Like, and I know Carruthers, I think we're hard. So we're with Carruthers, sometimes I think we're hard on it. We don't realize or we forget, as you said, it's just his third start in high school. And everybody wants to be like, well, he's not Brady. Yeah, well, there's a lot of people.
What did he do in his first start? Remind me of that.
Yeah, he beat Bowling Green.
At Bowling Green.
Right, which
no one does.
Nobody, hold on, not just that. Clear. They're not a quarterback in Owensboro. The city of Owensboro has done that a long time.
Right.
So the point I'm making, though, is, but I do think the passing game is there, but you need more consistency and growth, out of Thomas and Maddox and Eberhard and, Woodward. And I think Woodward being out and battling the ankle thing has slowed the receivers down. But for me, I'm like you, to compete with the Beechwoods and the Mayfields and LCAs. I mean, they can and they do. But to win that, to be a state championship team, that to me has to be the growth of this team at the wide receiver spot.
Yeah, I think Luke Thomas is on the verge of a breakout.
I think so too.
He's right there on the verge of a breakout. We'll move it to number 1, and that's where Heritage Hills is sitting 3-0. They're putting up 62. I know I joked about it earlier. This is a real number though. 62 points per game through their first 3.
Yes.
62 points per game.
This is like back when Andre Ware was playing at Houston with Mouse Davis. And they don't even.
And the defense gets no respect either.
No.
Because it's like you're scoring all these points, and that's the sexy thing, right? But your defense is giving up 7.5. So Chris would tell me, the professor would say, you're sitting pretty good if you're averaging 62 and you're only giving up 7. You're going to win most of the time.
Going to win a lot of times. And it's just the way they do it too. Like
Goldsberry, 2 carries, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns.
2 carries, 92 yards. Or, he only throws like 7 passes. He gets a touchdown to Ruxer, hits a touchdown to another receiver.
He knows how to keep everyone happy, too.
He does.
I'm going to spread it out. Don't worry if you're out here. I'm going to throw you a touchdown. It's just like, for it. You're giving them out. When one touch, you need a touchdown. Winchell's been good, too, man. And then he's helped me in some fantasy. I'm undefeated in fantasy because I had that low-key pickup. And, Ruxer, Gray, and Toller between them, 7 touchdowns each. And then the defense is led by Fisher and Hartwig. They continue to lead the way. And then Southridge.
Well, not only that, Goldsberry on the defensive end, too, as a safety.
And look at his tackles for loss. Look at Goldsberry's tackles for loss.
And, what's amazing is when you watch him play, I mean, you see guys that are fast. But if you ask me, you see a guy that runs like a 4.3 and you're like, holy cow, that is unbelievable. He doesn't look that fast, but all he does is run away from everybody on the field.
Game speed is just different.
It is.
When you have that extra gear, it can't be measured. And I think we can see it in the stats. I mean, the kid's fast. I mean, across the whether it's defensively missiling into the backfield.
He's averaging like 45 yards a carry.
Never comes off the field either, by the way, just to be clear. It'd be fun to watch his career the rest of the way. And then, of course, at Ole Miss, I think it's going to be an absolute.
He'll come into Lexington and beat Kentucky just like they do anyway.
100%.
No doubt about it.
It'd be the next thorn in Mark Stoops' side, I guess.
Probably be playing quarterback.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pause it, man. We still have some more player of the week. We're getting some volleyball and soccer to close things out live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
Accidents and ailments can happen when you least expect them, but Owensboro Health is here to care for you when and where you need it. Walk right in for excellent urgent care without an appointment, or use our MyChart app to tell us you're on your way. Our expert providers are ready to treat minor cuts, rashes, bites, respiratory infections, and so much more. To find one of our 5 urgent care locations near you, visit owensborohealth.org/urgent care.
The Hancock County Library is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We have activities for all ages. Visit hcplky.org today or call 270-927-6760. Hancock County Public Library, keeping you connected.
Protect yourself and have peace of mind that you're getting the best deal in town. Call me, Robert Edge, with Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance for a free quote on your auto, home, or life insurance. 270-683-1715. Thank you.
At Kubota, we want to help you deliver a job done right. That's why we want you to know that new Kubota inventory is arriving daily. You have work to do. We have the reliable, durable, and versatile lineup to help you do it. Visit Hagen's Outdoor Equipment today for all your equipment needs. Check us out today at Hagen's Outdoor Equipment with 3 locations to serve you. Highway 54 in Philpott, Salem Drive in Owensboro, and Power Machinery on Highway 41 in Hanson. We appreciate your business.
Moonlight barbecue. down Parish Avenue in Owensboro town, and for miles and miles around, they talk about those buffets, fish, ribs, and chicken too. Moonlight barbecue, try their delicious burger. You'll see what I mean, how the meat's good and lean. They've made Owensboro the barbecue capital of the world. Come on down and bring the whole crew to Moonlight Barbecue.
Moonlight Barbecue on West Parish Avenue in Owensboro.
Got a pizza craving? Come on down to Gino's Pizza in Livermore. Proudly owned by Matt and Carrie Huff. Enjoy mouthwatering pizzas made with the freshest ingredients. Come see us at 405 East 7th Street or give us a call, 270-278-5121. Gino's Pizza, your local pizza hotspot.
Local sports at its finest, live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans here in the Floor Concept Studios. And let's jump into some more Player of the Weeks, man. Let's go to volleyball, and we'll start with the All-A third region champion, Owensboro Catholic Aces. And their Player of the Week this week, Mamie Powell.
Yeah, Mamie Powell. She was on the all tournament team. I've had a couple of them through there, but played really, really well. And the Aces they're right there with the Apollos being regional favorites, and I think they can win a couple games in the All-A.
Yeah, I mean they won the All-A in straight sets. Mamie has 242 assists to lead the team. They're 9-3. Are the Lady Aces. We'll keep it on the volleyball side here for a second. We got Davis County champion forward Lady Panther of the week. Lexi Jones leads the team in digs. They lost their last two games, did the Lady Panthers, but still sitting at 12-5. Kind of wrote them off to start the year, but they're right there in the mix.
Yeah, you look at the record last year and where they are this year, it's night and day. And Lexi Jones, I know they were at 2-2 last week. I think she had 42 digs in those 4 games. So, that's not bad.
No doubt. I think Kills gets all the love.
It does.
It gets all the love in volleyball, like, but if I don't know. For people that don't know volleyball, I mean, like for me.
Like you?
That don't know it at all. Know less about soccer, right? I feel like assists in soccer just goes by the wayside.
It does.
For people like me, I look, who scored the goals? Well, who set the goal up, right? I mean, it's just equally as important. And hats off to Lexi Jones, our champion forward Lady Panther of the week. How about Trinity, the Lady Raiders, the FWH Legal Lady Raider of the week, Gracie Mills, 58 kills, 55 digs, 30 aces. Balance.
Just does it all right there. That's like
Jack
the
of
one.
All trades.
Yeah, that's like the one you pull up your game on the PlayStation. It's like you're 85, 84, 83 across the board. There you go.
And when you're born into the Mills family in Whitesville, you're instantly an athlete.
You better be, or
you're going to play every sport.
You better be, or you'll find a new home.
It just seems like that. It's just a legacy name.
That's just what
one
it does.
One of many legacy names.
I mean, you got to find a new home.
Morris and Mills.
You get kicked out of the family.
They had won 3 straight, so they're starting to get things going in the right direction. They fell to Catholic. I mean, that no shame.
Yeah,
in that.
No shame there.
And normally, much more competitive in that rivalry. But this is a little bit of a rebuild year, and I'll guarantee you that they'll be better by the end of the season.
There's no doubt.
Ohio County, Hawkins Abney, Lady Eagle of the week, Emma Coppage, 88 kills, does lead the team there, including 11 kills against Hancock County, and they've won 4 out of 6.
Listen, you think about it. Ohio County's had a really good volleyball, program for a while now, and this is one of the teams to kind of keep an eye on to see if there's teams outside the area that can challenge, Apollo, Catholic, Davis County, whoever gets through in the 9th District.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Apollo, they're sitting at 10-2, leading the way, I think, in the in the third region standings. How about Grayson County sitting at 9-2? Their losses have came to Owensboro Catholic and Muhlenberg, who's sitting at 9-5. So those are kind of the top teams outside the 9th district, except Breck. They're sitting at 8-4. Meade at 8-6, also with the winning record. So very competitive.
Very competitive.
I think be a good third region tournament.
I think so, and I think you have the 2 favorites going in there. But I think if outside of that, I think it's going to be very competitive just to get there.
No doubt. No, and we'll move it over to the boys' soccer side. That'll turn the page from volleyball and talk about Muhlenberg County or Sacramento Deposit Bank. Mustang of the week will be Brock Guffey. 3 goals, 2 assists against Hopkinsville Heritage. And Muhlenberg's off to a 7-2 start.
7-2 start. They score a lot of goals down there. And, anytime you get 3 goals and a hat trick and 2 assists to go in there, I mean, that's not a bad night.
They're already, low-key trying to throw their name in a hat for a Foreman Watson Holtry Cup. I mean, you're talking about football's balling right now, right? I mean, you got soccer rolling right along. So, I mean, on the boys' side.
Volleyball, that's on the girls' side. But you got volleyball on the boys' side now, too. Don't remember, that's a spring sport that we've added in there. So, yeah, very low-key trying to.
Yeah, so that'll wrap up our Player of the Weeks there this week. Thanks for bearing with me. It's good that I can come into Live at 5 in a day where we don't really have much on the first segment and just kind of let it out, be a fan. I didn't get to talk to my brother last night. I abandoned him. I came home and didn't get to watch the end of the game. I was like, I'm going to go ahead and get in bed and watch the Bears just salt this thing away, and then JJ shows up.
Just once, I would like to watch a game with you. We may get to do that.
Yeah, come on.
We may get to do that Sunday because we'll be at the awards show and the Vikings game going on at the same time.
Yeah, that's going to be a challenge. I'm just going to tell you, I don't watch Vikings games in public. And I don't miss Vikings games. So, and then they're playing in London twice, and church takes precedent now. I put that in front.
I told you how to fix that. You can still go to church. Just have an earpiece in.
100% dedication to the Lord during that time.
The good Lord will understand. He sent you J.J. McCarthy. He expects you to at least listen.
He certainly helped us in the fourth quarter last night. There's no doubt about that. We'll see you tomorrow Live at 5.
You've been listening to Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game. Special thanks to Foreman Watson Holtry for sponsoring the preceding broadcast. FWHlegal.com. Tune in next time for Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game.